Today I'll be talking about the history of cheerleading and why it's such a difficult sport. There are various types of cheerleading, including competition cheer and ball game cheer. Both require you to be very athletic. When people think of cheer, many people think it's just you standing on a sideline waving a bunch of pom-poms around and trying to up your social classification. In other words, you're just trying to be the girl everyone knows. That is not true at all. Cheerleading requires you to be able to dance, stunt, tumble, jump, and have sharp motions. I've been cheering the majority of my life. I've cheered both competition and ball game. My favorite is competition cheer. Cheerleaders are the leaders of communities and schools. Many people look up to them to be spirited and have good leadership. Cheerleading is often not considered a sport, but it most definitely is. There are many qualifications you have to meet to be a great cheerleader. I have loved cheerleading since I was around 5 years old. I am now 18 and have been involved with cheerleading in some way for my life for 13 years now. I have had to work very hard for what I have accomplished thus far. I have put many hours into the gym for me to be able to be as good as I am now. First, I will discuss cheerleading itself. Second, I will discuss dancing, stunting, tumbling, jumping, and having sharp motions. Finally, I will discuss the way you are judged at a competition. Cheerleading can be competitive, or you can just be cheering for a school on the sidelines. Cheerleading's roots are closely tied into American footballs. The first intercollegiate game was played in 1869. Princeton University and the Rutgers University in New Jersey played the first game. Cheerleading was first began by males in the late 1860s. Later in the 1920s, females were able to start cheering for the first time at the University of Minnesota. By the 1960s, cheerleading could be found in virtually every high school across the country, even Pee Wee, and youth leagues had developed. The original purpose of cheerleading is still relevant in today's world, even with the increasing popularity of competition. Cheerleaders are the promoters of the school and communities. They can be a key marketing tool to the athletics program. According to an article on varsity.com, tomorrow's leaders who through the development of athletic skills, leadership, and teamwork will be vital members of the community in the future. Now that I have discussed cheerleading itself, I will now discuss dancing, stunting, tumbling, jumping, and having sharp motions. In 1923, cheerleaders added tumbling and acrobatics to their routines. In 1948, the first jump, called a herky, was invented. The Southern Methodist University cheerleader Lawrence Herkimer held the first summer cheerleading clinic and created his signature jump, and which was later named the herky. Stunting is a procedure by which one participant uses skill of balance and body control while being lifted to a held position at most often shoulder height or above. An extension is often one of the most common stunts. This is an extended in which top person has both feet in the hands of a base, per the NFHS. Stunting can also be very difficult, with multiple twists involved. Tumbling is also a known characteristic of being a cheerleader. Tumbling is doing some sort of flip on the ground. This can be running or standing tumbling. The most tumbling that most cheerleaders now do is running, such as a round-off back handspring. Sharp motions and dancing are also important a characteristic to have. Sharp motions will make you put together. If you have sloppy motions, you will look like you don't know what you're doing. The sharp motions can come in with dancing. If you have sloppy motions, you are going to look messy. Here you can see that you have many characteristics that you have to be a great cheerleader. You have stunts, motions, dance, spirit, jumps. Now that we have discussed the characteristics of what it takes to be an excellent cheerleader, now we will be discussing on how you are judged during competition. When you're competing in a competition, you are judged very precisely. You are judged on first jumps. The team's jump must be synchronized together. The jumps must require a certain sequence. Example, you have to have a toe touch, toe touch, toe touch. Tumbling. You are judged based on the difficulty of your tumbling skills. The better that you are at tumbling, the higher points you will get. You get a higher score by how many people on your team do the same tumbling at once. For example, if the whole team is doing a back handspring, you get more points for your team. And on the cheer. The cheer in the routine is the most judged part of your routine. The cheer is what shows you that you are a cheerleader. You incorporate all of the most important characteristics of being a cheerleader in the cheer. You have jumps, tumbling, sharp motions, stunting, and most importantly, your spirit. Stunting. Stunting is also a big part in today's cheer world. When you are getting judged on your technique and how your stunt is executed and how difficult it is. Today, I first discussed cheerleading itself. Second, I discussed the main characteristics of what it takes to be an excellent cheerleader. Finally, I discussed on how you are judged during a cheer competition. Cheerleading is very difficult and you need to be very skilled to excel at being a cheerleader. In conclusion, many people think cheerleading isn't a very difficult sport. Competition cheer is the most common and most difficult sport. Remember that it takes many skills to excel in cheerleading and is not easy if that everyone puts it out to be. Thank you.